This is for the Pershing Street Stormwater Retrofit Project Public Outreach Meeting that will begin at 12 o'clock for August 21st, 2025. I'm Darcy Ronning, the Utility Project Manager, and I'm waiting for people to join. So we'll just pause until everybody's here with us. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Tracy.
Hey, Darcy.
Hey,
How
can
you
you hear
doing?
me okay? You're the second one to join. I'm glad to see someone's here.
Oh, good. Yeah, yep, I can hear you great, and I can see your video, and yeah, everything looks to be good.
Okay, great. And there's Matt. Okay. I just
Cool.
start questioning whether I'm doing things right.
Yep, looks great.
I was just texting Jessica. Please tell me you can see me.
I see you.
Hi, Matt. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for joining us today.
I look forward to this.
Tracy, this is Matt Howe. He's our engineer we're lucky to have on the project.
I'm coming into focus here. Hey, nice to meet you, Matt.
Nice to meet you as well.
I think you guys have not met, is that correct?
I
Okay.
have not.
Correct.
Tracy is our project manager for Ecology SFAF grants.
Okay.
We're lucky to have her
Yeah.
too. We work with her quite a bit.
Yep, it's some
Well,
good
that's good.
projects. Yeah. So
Right.
will Matt be working on Pershing Street then, or?
And
Yep.
Bryce, who I don't know if you met yet, but you'll meet Bryce as well. So
Oh, cool. Great.
we have a good
He's on,
team.
he would be here, but he started a vacation today.
Seems to be that time of year.
It
So,
does. I don't usually take him, but I'm taking one starting tomorrow. So I'm gonna take
oh,
a little bit
good.
of time off. Yeah.
Very good.
Hello, Jessica.
Hey Matt, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good. Nice to see you.
You too.
Well, this one's always you never know. We offer this one during the lunch hour. I had about 12 people last night, and they said that they would maybe have a few people coming today, and I see one's joining now. So I'll give it just a few minutes because I know the lunch break, people have to actually get off their clock at 12 and then log on or whatnot. So we'll start at like 12:05, see
Okay.
how many people we can get to attend.
I'm
Well,
gonna go ahead and turn off my video just so I go more into the background for you.
Okay,
All
great.
right.
yeah, and I'll kill my audio, Darcy, but I'll listen in and wait to see if there's anything I need to do, answers I can get.
Okay, I'm also going to keep an eye on the chat on this one, so kind of be doing double duty, which is okay. It usually goes pretty smoothly.
Darcy, I'll be right back since we're pausing for a moment. So,
Okay, thank you.
Say, Darcy.
Yes,
Hey, this is Patrick Tracy. I'm the treasurer of an irrigation association, Alderwood Irrigation Association. Did our president, Brian Predmore, make contact with you?
yes, he did. Um, but I'd love to chat with both of you a bit more.
Okay, did you actually go and meet him on site?
No, not yet. We offered to, and we will be doing that um, probably in the next month. I think
Okay.
I need to call
So-
him back. Are you, tell me which irrigation district you're with. Are you with Maple, Springwater, or a third version?
It's called the Alderwood Irrigation Association.
Okay, you have your own then. You're separate from the other two?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I have some maps I've got from um Springwater and also Maple Lateral, and both of them attended last night's in-person public meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did speak with Brian a bit, so but we want to learn as much as we can about,
Okay.
we know there's irrigation all over out there.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a map of our system?
I don't know that I do. That's why I was curious which one you
Okay, I have one. So
is it in a format you can email, like, or I'm happy to copy, or I guess what I'd like to know is it 36 by 24 or is it 11 by 17 and under?
No, it's rather, I mean, the original document is bigger. I think I have it on my phone, meaning that I took screenshots of it, but I can get you a full size one.
Okay, if it's something you can email, that's great.
Okay,
If not, I can arrange to come pick it up or you can drop it off.
okay,
I did get maps from someone that were large. They were plot size. And I had to copy one section at a time and then number them to send to our engineer. I'm not sure if they were able to make sense of what I sent them, but it was harder because it was a larger. It's all they had was larger paper rolls.
yeah, and it's probably actually good to meet on site because the map does not really, it covers most of the system, but I don't think everything.
Okay, we'd prefer that too. And also we'd prefer to kind of meet on site, like once our contractor's been awarded and we have him on board as well.
Okay,
Because we all know locates are okay, but not always accurate, right? So before we start construction, it's really nice when you guys know that information and you can just point. Because we put it on our plans the best we can, but it just seems like things are always just a little off, you know?
yeah, okay.
So. Okay, well, it's 12:05, so I'd like to get started. And because I would like to do a short presentation and then open this up for further discussion with anything we have to share, but I would like to go ahead and go through the slideshow I've prepared to get the information out there. And the slideshow can also be available. It will be on our website. We'll also have this video itself being recorded, and we will post this to the Wenatchee TV channel. We have a YouTube channel for all of our council meetings, all of our informational videos we do as a city, and this will be right there at the top by next week. So anybody not attending can go back and view this presentation. So bear with me if I repeat a few things. So with that said, today is August 22nd, and we are meeting today as a public meeting online to talk about the Pershing Stormwater Retrofit Project, known to us as City Project 2104, and being funded partially by Department of Ecology, which is why both of our logos are on the first screen. I'm Darcy Ronning. I'm the Utility Project Manager for the City of Wenatchee, and I'll be the primary contact for all communication throughout the construction of this project. My slide to flip. Here is my contact information. This information will be available again at the end of this presentation, and I will leave that up. If you would like me to contact you, please feel free to put your name and phone number and email in the chat, and I will make note of that and reach out to you after this meeting. This is the neighborhood. These are just some fun screenshots to start out the slideshow. Obviously, if you live there, you know what your own neighborhood looks like, but it's a basic residential street in the city of Wenatchee with some stormwater improvements being mostly on the west side of Pershing with none on the east side, which is driving part of the project. We need to control the stormwater and provide water quality treatment for this project. So this neighborhood will be greatly improved by the time we're done with this construction. More to come on that. The primary project goals are to increase the water quality that goes to the Columbia River, and we will do that by treating the water that runs down Pershing Street. And I'll be talking specifically about what water quality treatments we're adding. So we'll be treating the runoff. In turn, that will improve some of the flooding out there. And the city is choosing to replace some of the old 6-inch cast iron main with new ductile iron pipe because we'll already be working in the area. And the city tries to do more one dig style projects when we can. So we're going to capitalize on that and get a water repair done while we're digging. So the project itself is a larger basin called the Pershing Street Basin that discharges to the Columbia River. It's approximately 55 acres, which is more than the Pershing Street, of course, but that's the actual area that our engineers have to account for when they ask themselves how much water are we treating. The city of Wenatchee treats to a 10-year event, which is approximately 100 cubic feet per second of urban stormwater, and that discharges to the #1 canyon drain, which runs through this neighborhood. The main pollutant is sediment, which contains heavy metals and pesticides. And at present, there is no water quality treatment infrastructure within the Pershing Street Basin. So our city's engineers, which are here with us today, Matt Howe is joining us from AKS Engineering and Forestry. He'll be here if we need some of those technical questions, but it's approximately 2,000 lineal feet of pipe and a series of best management practices of catch basins and underground infiltration trenches. From Springwater to Maple, we'll be getting into those details here in just a minute. The new pipe will capture urban runoff and separate that from the natural drainage of the #1 canyon drain. Treat with water quality before it reconnects to our stormwater down in Maple and travels down to the Huron area of the Columbia River. This project will help protect and restore water quality in Washington state by reducing stormwater impacts from existing infrastructure and develop And as I mentioned on the last one, we plan to replace the 1956 cast iron water main in Central Avenue and Pershing at the same time as the stormwater construction. I mentioned briefly that this project was funded by Ecology, but I wanted to make sure everybody understands how that breakdown happens. The Ecology grant for this project is paying 85% of the improvements, which is wonderful. We're very grateful for those projects. The city will have a remaining 15% and loan dollars, and those get paid with the utility rates that we collect. So your stormwater that you're paying on your utility bill is what we're using to pay for that match. The city did a rate study in 2023 that included this project. We anticipated we were going to build this project in 2026. So those were included. And the result of that study was that City Council adopted a 6% rate increase annually for stormwater that went into effect January 24th. So to show you what that looks like, this year our current rate is $17.54 per month per residence. In 2026, that will go up by 6% as an additional $1.05, taking the rate to $18.56 per month per residence for 2026. And we're really proud that we have a whole staff here at the city of Wenatchee that does nothing but apply for grants and leverage our funding. We work very hard to capture any opportunities we can where we can continuously provide infrastructure repair and water quality treatment without having to increase our rates. So, Department of Ecology, we thank you for making that possible. Next, there's a lot of options that our engineers can look at when they do stormwater treatment. And they usually do this through a design report and what's called an alternatives analysis. And they usually look at least 4 options, if not more. Some of the top ones that they looked at for this project included surface treatment facilities like large underground ponds, rain vaults, which are underground vaults that take up a pretty large footprint, infiltration trenches, catch basins, and below-grade pipe, an option to regrade the pavement in the street to slope west, treatment facilities such as contact-style filters. There's others that also make that. The city has quite a few contact filters throughout the city that we use. And bioretention planters and swales are other options. So those were all mentioned in our design report. What we're moving forward with, the chosen alternative includes infiltration trenches as our primary treatment, and I'm going to show you examples of those in just a minute. Including manufactured treated manholes located south of Central Avenue. The project will remove and replace pavement, specifically Pershing Street, to slope to the west towards the stormwater facilities, and we'll talk a little bit about why we chose that. It will include some new catch basins installed below grade with a pipe to collect and convey for water treatment, and the treated runoff will be released to the 42-inch storm main at Maple Street. And Matt, you are welcome to jump in and correct any of that if you would like to, but I'm just trying to give everybody a pretty high level stormwater talk.
You're doing great.
Okay, well, you did a great analysis report for me to refer to, so
Yeah.
thank you. Sometimes people don't understand what infiltration trenches look like, so I just wanted to include some examples I found online. What's going to happen in Pershing Street will be a combination of what's on the right. The top picture is a parking lot, but instead of parking spaces, if you imagine that as Pershing Street, basically it's what it's going to look like. When we're all done, you will not actually know that these are in the streets below. You will definitely know during construction that we are digging these trenches, but when we're all said and done, it will go back to looking like a road, a nice pretty road. Underneath that street surface, however, will look more like the bottom picture that says infiltration trench there. And it is a large trench that we cover, and it is designed so that the stormwater will flow slowly and gently, and that's where we get our water quality treatment. As it infiltrates through the materials, it cleans the water before it saturates fully into the ground and then travels down to the Columbia River. So that's its value, is really adding that water quality filter per se. It's also slowing the water, which slows down erosion and causes less sediment to travel. And so it seems simple, but they're very, very effective in water quality treatment and capturing a large treated area of water like we see in the Pershing Street area, especially those overflows that are coming from the nearby canyon drain that during larger storm events, they tend to flow into the city street. Pershing is specifically Central, Alderwood, Woodward. Those streets are getting a lot of volume of water, and these infiltration trenches will be in place to take on that volume of water and then clean up the water, therefore getting us the water treatment we're seeking in this area. We can answer a few more questions about that and when we get to the question section, but this construction map has been recently updated. It's a little busy on here, but if you would like a copy, I'm happy to send it to anyone. Can drop by printout at your house, and it's also available online on our website if you follow the link, and you can zoom in and out. I think that's really helpful because you can actually read the construction notes a little better. Right now it's pretty colorful, but all those are important pieces of our project. The pink to turquoise color is actually showing where the #1 canyon drain lies right now. And you'll see that it's kind of conflicting in the middle of our project as we're going to run these storm and water pipes around that. And so that's causing the need for us to deal with the canyon drain in addition to the stormwater repairs that we're doing out there. It's a pretty busy map. We'll come back to it. If you guys have questions, I can flip back to it. Oh, I'll just finish up some of the information I want to share. The city of Wenatchee is high risk for cultural resources due to our rich history of Native American and tribal land and practice in the area. And so it's fairly common that we can have a discovery on a project. This is a map with my very terrible red pen that I drew here, but that circle is going around Pershing Street and not specifically on the exact dimensions of the project, but I'm just trying to highlight Pershing Street. What's important on this map is the legend to the right. This is from the Department of Archaeology and Historic Preservation on their Wizard website. It's called, it shows that we are high risk for cultural resources. So during this project, we will actually have an archaeologist on site for all grounds disturbing activities, and they will be watching our contractors and the materials they are digging and looking for any discoveries. If a discovery is found, then we have an inadvertent discovery plan on site that the contractor and everyone on site will react with the proper procedures. We have numbers to call for those discoveries, and the archaeologists can stop the work so that we can take the time needed to handle those discoveries. So we don't really anticipate anything on this site, but we need to because of the high risk. But it is an area that's been developed in the past, and we're building mostly in the road corridor, which has already been disturbed. But there is always a chance, and so we need to prepare for that. And you will probably see an extra person sitting out there, usually under a nice shade shelter or standing near the soil piles, observing what they see. So that person will be part of the job site. This is a typical look. This is what your street's going to look like. If you haven't had construction in your neighborhood, we want to prepare you for what this might look like. There will be traffic control. There will be cones. The road will be closed in sections. And we'll talk more about how that'll affect you getting to and from work and how we have safe practices during construction. But this is generally what it's going to look like as they go down the street. They may have some trench boxes in place. They will have heavy equipment. They will have people in uniforms of hard hats and orange and green. There will be noise. There'll be occasional dust. And we have some practices to mitigate all those construction challenges, but it will look like this for approximately 14 to 16 weeks out there. And that can cause some challenges, we know, which we'll work with everybody as we go through that. The construction details themselves, we anticipate work to begin in the spring and go into the summer months. It'll take approximately 12 to 14 weeks. They will work daytime hours. Everybody will have access to their homes. We may need to work with you as we pass by your driveway. Or if you have a certain schedule, our contractors will be talking with you about moving your cars maybe in the morning as they close down the section in front of your house as they move down Pershing Street or at the intersections where they'll be doing work. There'll be more to come on that when we get closer to construction. We'll have another public meeting and I'll do more door tags and letters to all the residents letting them know when the project's been awarded, who the contractor will be. And then we start to work out the schedule with the contractor, and I'll be able to provide quite a bit more detail on this. But right now, this is what we're anticipating, that we will bid this job late fall of this year with anticipation that the contractor can start as soon as spring allows next year. I have been reading that it might be a long winter, but if it's not, they could start as early as February. They may end up starting as late as March or April if we have a heavy snowfall. So definitely more to come when we have that awarded. And this one here says 75% of the funding was provided, but we were able to get 85% under the new rules of the grant program. So even better news. As I mentioned before, when I showed those construction photos, there are environmental impacts during any construction job. Those impacts can include noise, ground disturbance and dust, odor from machinery, road closures, temporary water service interruptions, and possibly vegetation disturbances. I say possibly because right now we mostly plan to be in the city right of way. But there's some gravel soil on the east side if there's any vegetation growing. But right now we're not planning on going in anybody's yard or anything like that. There will be some trees to remove where we're doing a water main replacement within an easement, but nothing on private property right now. We mitigate these environmental impacts a couple ways. We have an on-site construction manager and project manager. That'd be me. We're out there during normal business hours watching for all these impacts and watching our contractor to see how well they are managing those through some of the permits that I have listed below. Some of the permits include a construction general stormwater permit from the Department of Ecology for site management and reporting. We get a hydraulic permit approval from the Department of Fish and Wildlife. It's mostly related to the canyon drain work and how we are dealing with the, what do I say, the embankment there and the culverts. We also have a stormwater pollution prevention plan for stormwater management during construction to minimize erosion and stormwater pollution, including runoff. And this will include some of the contractors' practices for controlling dust, like water. They water the streets regularly when they're digging to cut down on dust. That can occasionally cause runoff, and they need to be aware of where that runoff is going and have mitigation efforts related to that. The construction manager and myself have a CESO license, and we're watching for that. We take before and after photos so we can see how well we're impacting the environment and how we're controlling that. Our contractor and our construction managers work on daily construction reports. They also take their own photos. We have weekly construction meetings and construction teams so we can correct and mention these often. If we're seeing problems, the weekly meeting gives us a chance to discuss that and figure out a new way to mitigate those challenges. And lastly, I wanted to mention that there could be water shutoffs, and we usually communicate water shutoffs within 48 to 72 hours. And I say usually because if they just hit a line that we didn't think was there, that's going to be an emergency. And they may knock on a door quickly, but they probably are not going to have that 48-hour notice. They will deal with that emergency and move on. When possible, we will actually jump water services. So we'll know in advance that we're turning off a section of that road, and we will, our own staff, city staff, will provide what's called the jumper, and it's a line to keep your water in service while we replace a section of that water main. And I will have more details for that as well right before construction and as those activities are coming up on a week-to-week basis. And again, my number is always going to be available. It will be out on site on a reader board where you can find that information. So don't hesitate to call me personally if you have any concerns or challenges with these. And now I can actually open this up to any questions. Anybody we have left. If we have Jeff on, I think you're our one and only today, Jeff, from the neighborhood. Maybe Jeff left us. I have conflicting information in the chat that he came and went, so we can give him a minute.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was trying to unmute. Maybe.
We have 15 minutes left in our meeting, so I was
Okay.
going to mention this is a free Zoom platform, which is great for the public because they don't have to pay to have a Zoom account. The other problem, though, is our meeting will abruptly end at 12:40 because it does that. So it's a hard workaround. I want to do the free
It
program.
just shuts off. It just stops.
It does. It just stops. Oh, you cannot unmute. If you'd like to type, I'm happy to read your question. And
Are
I
you
will
able to unmute
also
it?
go to one more screen. Let me advance. This is another option for you, Jeff. There is my desk phone number, and this is my direct email. And so you can reach out to me that way as well. Okay, great. Oh, I appreciate you giving me your address. Do you want to include a way to contact you? Either by email or just jot down mine, and then you can go ahead and send me an email. That works too, rather than sharing it in chat. So, Matt, do you have anything you'd like to add about the project?
I don't think so. I mean, I think you did a good job of covering the funding and just kind of what it is. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, thank you for your email, Jeff. I see that there. I have a sign-in sheet, so I'll write it on that. That would be great. I would love to get any drawings you have, Jeff H. Great. Also, Harry was not able to attend today, but Harry Sharma is one of our city project engineers. He's also assisting on this project, and he was at last night's public meeting with me till 7:30.
Okay.
So I told him he probably didn't need to be here today, especially with you attending, Matt. So, but Harry is working on some other things for us, some conversations that we got last night. He's vetting some of those out. So I will, I was thinking I would wrap all this up and maybe just give you the highlights of the public meeting, but nothing concerning. Most people just want to know how to get out of their driveway,
Yeah.
what hours we're going to work, will the backup alarms be going, things like that. You know, typically last year's projects are 7 to 7. If it gets really hot, because we are so hot here, the city code does allow contractors to start at 6 a.m. with permission from the project manager. And we typically grant that if we think it's going to be over 100. With
Yeah.
special requests that maybe they don't run the heaviest equipment at 6 a.m. because it is noisy and disturbing. Another thing we'll just work hard at as we get into the pre-con and we have a contractor on board is safety of this route. We really need to assure the safety. This is heavily walked, this neighborhood. There are a lot of children, and I understand that the high school marching band uses Pershing for practice, so I'll probably reach out to them and suggest that they pick a different street in the city this year. But the neighbors were sad because they love the marching band. So maybe they could just march at the college campus or something where the neighborhood could hear them. But it's just a great street. But it also has a lot of speeding.
Yeah.
You know, the best thing for
Imagine.
speeding is a construction job. And our city staff is looking at this for possible future transportation projects. So,
Like traffic calming stuff.
yeah.
No roundabouts, please. Sorry,
Uh,
I think I got my mic to work finally.
Excellent.
Just in time to tell us about your feelings for roundabouts. know, I don't know that this one will be a candidate for roundabouts. It's really hard to say. I will admit openly, I am not a traffic engineer and do not pretend to be. That there is a very thoughtful department of about 8 of them that put this into practice. And they have reasons for why they use a stop sign versus
Yeah.
a roundabout versus like a speed bump. But it's been brought to their attention by a lot of the neighbors out there that this is a
Yeah.
really high traffic area, especially if there's a problem on the avenue, right? And then
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
So I think after this project, we like to say that we're the filling of the cake as the utility department. We're the chocolate filling in the middle, and we want to get in and out of there. And then our transportation department can go put the icing on the cake and do sidewalks and widen the road or add parking to the sides. I mean, there's all sorts of things they do in the city, right? Around the college, you've seen some of those improvements. They've added like street parking. So then they take a deep dive into the analysis of the street, and they do a speed study and everything. So they put a lot of work into those traffic studies. But your
Good.
voice counts. So I would suggest you write our transportation department, take advantage of your 3 minutes at council meeting to let them know you have safety concerns as far as the traffic and stuff, because that can move the project up on the list.
Okay. That's good to know. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll definitely slow them down for 12 to 14 weeks because it'll be sheeted out there.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried about that. The traffic to me on Pershing isn't too terribly bad. I My dad lives up on the hill when you cross Western on Springwater. And that
Okay.
that roundabout, I've been almost hit. I don't know how many times. I don't even go that way anymore because it's too dangerous. The people on Western think they have the right of way and they never slow down. And so to be able
No.
to go through there is like Russian roulette. And it's the smaller roundabouts are the ones that are the problem.
Yeah,
And and
it's really busy up there.
it is. There should be some kind of a sign too that tells people how to use a roundabout because they just think they have the right of way and they dart. Half the time they don't even go around it; they just go over it. And so it's, you know, it's been quite a challenge. But anyways, um,
We do have a video on how to use a roundabout on our website on that same YouTube channel. You're going to find this recording today.
I
But
know.
not everybody goes there or they watch it and then forget everything it said, unfortunately. So,
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, I'll send you an email. I was hoping to get a copy, or maybe I can find it online. I think you said it was on the website. I just noticed I think there's a trench going to be going in front of my house on Alderwood. I'm the second house in on the left, and I was just kind of curious, what the scope was there. So I'll
yes,
look at that a little bit later.
I need to pull up the plans, and the plans are online as well, the 90%.
Okay, I can try to find it. So,
Okay. I could also come out and meet with you and we could just kind of walk it off.
oh,
Sometimes
okay,
people find that helpful.
okay. Yeah, I work from home, so I'm there all the time, pretty much. So except for this week, I'm out of town. So sorry, I was
Okay.
trying to get Zoom installed on my phone, and I installed it, but it was all blocked, so the mic wasn't working until I fixed that. So
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got your voice. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
no,
you for
thanks for doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm out there all the time too. So, and I'm a 5-10 minute drive away
Okay.
from any part of the city. I love coming out and meeting people and
Okay.
really being on the ground. I think it's more helpful. So, my phone number is always available to call.
Okay. When you're out meeting with Brian of an Alderwood irrigation district, I think Pat left. I think that I'm still the vice president of that. I'm not 100%. We don't really hold uh, elections or anything anymore, but I'd like to just get involved in that meeting if possible. Just so
Okay.
the more people that know what's going on out there. I know Brian was a little concerned about just what kind of extent of costs we might have, for replacing pipes, or I don't know all the details of it yet. But um, if you guys do have a meeting, I'll shoot you my email address, and
Okay.
this information, so you don't have to remember it for the moment. But yeah, if you guys do meet out there, just let me know, and um, I'd like to at least sit in on it, so I'm aware of stuff.
Okay. That would be great.
Yeah.
We'll coordinate something.
Okay. Are you guys doing anything? How are we doing on time?
We
Oh, yeah,
have
I've got
4
plenty of
minutes and
time.
42 seconds. You're fine.
Okay. Are you doing anything? I know the number one drain comes down and it comes through the neighborhood to the south of me. What is that? Is it starts with a W? I got Westwood stuck in my mind. Is that it?
Woodland?
Woodland, thank you. And I know it comes back through behind there, some of the houses, and it goes into an underground culvert kind of in the corner of the cul-de-sac. Is any of that included in this? Or And the reason I ask is we've had some pretty good rain events, and at one time, um, I remember that the culvert that was behind the gentleman's house there, he was pretty old and hadn't been maintaining it. It was plugged up, and
Is
I
that
mean,
on Westwood? Is that on Woodland?
maybe it's
That's
Woodland,
the one
yeah.
you're calling
Whatever's
up. I
whatever's
pulled the
south
map
of
back up
Alderwood.
for you. Does that help? Can you see the map again?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, now I can zoom
And
in.
I don't know if you can see my mouse, but are you talking about the one right in here?
Yes, yes. So when you take that up 3 lots,
I just talked to that. Well, that was a concern that was brought up last evening too. And the
okay.
challenge with that is it's on private property, and so we can't help with that.
So you're not doing anything to that piece. Okay, all right.
No, the city staff can do light maintenance. The canyon drain is
Mhm.
actually, I'll give you the speech here, is owned by the Army Corps of Engineers.
Okay.
It is considered a water body of the state. So we're very limited on what we can do with that. But the city staff itself has an annual hydraulic permit that says that we can go in and clean some of the culverts and such within the right of way when we see fit, like usually during our high rain events. We'll
Right.
get all the like branches and trash and stuff that wash down.
Hmm.
And we're allowed to go in and clean that out. We're not
I
allowed
gotcha.
to dredge, change the channel, anything like that. But in this
Okay.
specific area for Pershing, we are going to line sections of the pipe where we're getting close and conflicting.
I gotcha.
But otherwise, as a neighborhood, I think you need to encourage those homeowners to do the same thing we're doing. Just go scoop out the rocks and
Yeah.
general sticks and debris so the water can rush through those grates.
Right. Right.
That's when you see the biggest challenges.
Yep.
Now, we're capturing all the runoff in the street,
Yeah.
and that means less water will go into the canyon drain. That's the goal. We're trying to
Oh, I
turn
gotcha.
water
Yeah.
away. And I didn't get into it too much earlier, but we're sloping the road to the west, and that is because there's no curb and gutter on
Yeah.
the east.
Yeah.
And so by tilting the road just a little bit, it's pushing the stormwater over into those facilities that
Hmm.
we're building. That's going to help with the stormwater control too. So we're treating to the average storm, the 10-year event is what we designed to. So some of the larger flash floods, specifically the ones we've had in the last 3 years, we had a 50 and a 25. You're still going to see some flooding. You're still going to see some of that water sit on the road, but it will disappear.
Right.
The goal,
Okay.
because we'll have a way to convey it away. It
Good. Good.
still may hop the canyon drain when you get a 50 and a 25.
Yeah.
Then it's in our street and we should be able to then take it away. Where
Okay.
before you've had lakes form, or it's settled to the east on some of those lower properties. So there's
Yeah. In my case, you got your line going up the first three lots there, and it kind of starts at the fourth lot, which isn't really shown. Um, just straight up from your mouse there.
okay. And
And
I gotta
that's
warn you, we have less than 1 minute.
okay. Yeah,
That's
I can chat
okay.
with you about it later. That's fine. So, okay.
Okay, I'd love to meet you on site. I'm gonna put my number back up to end the thing.
Yeah, I'll take a
Get a warning.
screenshot here. So,
All right,
perfect.
well, I
All
appreciate
right.
your interest, Jeff. We'd love to chat with you more.
Yep. Sounds
Yeah,
great. All right.
thank you. I appreciate you attending today.
Yeah. Sorry, I wanted to be there last night, but I had to go to town. So,
That's okay. Thank
it
you.
happens. All right. Thank you. Have a great week.
You too, Jeff. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Matt, thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good vacation and we'll circle back when you're back, okay?
All right, sounds good. Bryce is here next week too, though, so if you need anything.
Perfect.
Okay,
All right.
see ya.
Take care. That'll
Bye.
end our public meeting.